Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and do you guys remember a few days ago when I made a video regarding, I want to sue Ubisoft? It's not a joke. I really do want Ubisoft to be taken to court internationally because it seems like today, or yesterday, they've been losing their mind. I actually had to do a little fact checking, just to make sure I wasn't losing it completely. So if you don't know, Ubisoft took down one of their games, The Crew, which was a online MMO driving game. You got to drive from coast to coast. I think I've explained the premise of the game long enough. If you want an idea of what it is, watch the, previous video in this series, if you will. But the idea of it is they took the game away. And, a fair amount of people were a little bit angry, me included, because you know what? It's at this point, I'm not joking with you, in order to play certain video games, you actually have to break the law, okay? You have to violate the law in order to play video games, okay? I'm not a proponent of piracy. I don't think piracy is cool. I think that Jesus wouldn't like it all that much. But, when you take away the option of buying a game, buying a product, buying a piece of entertainment, and that's the only option you have is to download it from the high seas, what do these companies expect, okay? Now, Ubisoft, all right, decided to take the game away, and today, believe it or not, they started to prevent access to the game files. So, of course, if you fired up Ubisoft Connect like I did, if you want to play stuff like Rainbow Six Siege, I decided to type in The Crew, and they typed in the most insulting blurb I've ever seen, okay? At this point, I think Ubisoft's just having a fucking laugh, okay? You no longer have access to this game. Why not check the store to pursue your adventures? Remember that game you bought? We're not gonna refund you, but hey, bitch! Go to the fucking store! Why not pursue your adventure there? Why not buy The Crew too? Wait, 10 years later, we might get that taken down too. Oh my god! Now, of course, one of the problems is it's not just Ubisoft, it's the brain dead community, okay? One of the most weirdest Reddit posts that I've seen was, people who were sharing Ross, the person who started this campaign, Stop Killing Games, when he was the one bringing this attention up, this awareness. One of the people on the Crew Reddit were like, stop posting the same link over and over again. We're discussing The Crew too. Not about the closure of The Crew. We understand you're mad that a game you have not played for the last 6 years is closing. Now stop it! Stop criticizing! Shitty business practices! Now, this is the problem with brain dead fucks like this. They don't understand the actual implications. It's not about if you didn't play the game 6 years ago. The last time I played Chrono Trigger, I probably was when I was getting my appendix removed, okay? I had it on my cell phone, I was playing the game right there. Now, obviously, I'm not going to play every classic game every single week, okay? It's probably going to be a bit of time before I jump back in and maybe I want to experience stuff, right? Maybe I want to play some classic World of Warcraft 10 years from now. I just want the option to do so, right? And Ubisoft takes away the option. I don't think these people really get it, okay? You pay money for a product, you pay money for a game, you expect to at least own that game, right? Even if it's a digital license. Games get delisted all the time. The original Grand Theft Auto trilogy, GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, the original PC releases, from my understanding, are delisted. You can only buy the definitive edition. But even if they're delisted, that doesn't stop me from opening up Steam and downloading those original 3 games, modding them, doing whatever the fuck I want, because I owned those licenses, because I owned that game, all right? Rockstar didn't take that away from me. They didn't do a Ubisoft where they were like, all right, you can't download this anymore, goodbye, we're not even giving you your money back. So obviously somebody responds here, okay, so when will you stop complaining after it happens to The Crew 2? And this idiot says I'm playing Motorfest, which is basically The Crew 3. So this person's response to getting fisted by Ubisoft is just buy the new product, buy the new game, buy the new slop. New Ubisoft just dropped. Let's swipe my credit card against the fucking payment processor, and we got it. That's the response. That's the logical response right here. Okay, simple as that. Now you might notice that I'm getting heated about it. And I made game preservation a pretty strong focus point of my channel. I've talked about it. It's something I'm very passionate. You think I buy physical editions because I just enjoy switching discs? Okay, you think that I have a fetish for that? No, I buy physical media because at the end of the day, most physical media, if you buy it on PS5, PS4, with rare exceptions, is fully printed on discs. Meaning that at some point, when game publishers and game developers stop selling you a product, you still have a 1.0 version that you can play from the very beginning start screen to the credits. Okay, that's something you can't get taken away from you. You know, you could play games like Assassin's Creed Unity, bugs and all, at least from start to finish, and I have, without Ubisoft jumping in and restricting access or patching the game to remove certain pieces of content. Okay, that's something that I really appreciate. It's something I promote all the time. So obviously Ubisoft has taken away this game, and one of the problems with taking away this game too, you might be like, Muda, you can't play it. What's the point of bitching about a game that you couldn't even connect to the servers anyways? And bear with me, young Padawan, let me tell you something about private servers, okay? Private servers have been a thing for online-only games since the beginning of MMOs, okay? For instance, back in the days of World of Warcraft, when you're a young person and you can't, buy the monthly subscription, having the ability to change your realm list information and connect to a private server and play the game for free or with customized content is sometimes the only options that you have, especially when, Activision or Blizzard might be changing certain things around and you want to play an older version of a game, right? Now, I'm not going to say that I ever partook in private server nonsense. That would be against Blizzard's TOS, and that would just be haram. But ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people do that. In fact, a lot of games are preserved in this manner. For instance, this is footage of Destiny 1 that you're seeing. Now, if it looks messed up to you, it's because somebody's running this game under the PS3 emulator for PC. Remember, Destiny 1 never got a PC release. So somebody is emulating the PS3 version, but they're also emulating the private servers for that PlayStation 3. Meaning that when the day comes that Destiny 1 servers are taken offline, and they're not offline right now, hopefully at some point a preserved version will exist, so somebody 20 years from now can say, oh my god, this is where Destiny, the franchise, started, and I can actually experience it. Even big games, big budget stuff like Need for Speed, right? Need for Speed World used to be a pretty popular MMO, okay? I actually played, and I have a video of this on my channel with the person I started this channel with, Zahid at the time. We played Need for Speed World. And it's crazy to think this game is taken offline, but an entire community came and resurrected this in an open source fashion, meaning you can download the launcher, the custom server, with 123 players right now and play the game as it originally released and with extra content that these people end up making. The community has taken upon themselves to keep an open world MMO game alive. And how this couldn't be done for the crew? It could have been. Somebody could have come out and made a private server. Somebody could have modified the game for offline support. But because Ubisoft took away the downloads and just revoked every license, it seems, you literally cannot even experience it. The game is effectively just lost media. And for some reason, Ubisoft is okay with that. This can't be legal. What Ubisoft did, maybe it might be legal in the United States and Canada because of how the EULA and how laws are, but it can't be legal in places like the European Union. And this is where Ross, he's had some updates with their campaign. And there seems to be some actual work, some real proper, justice, at least being served in places like the EU and Australia. Now, another game that had a private server, to give you an idea, is Drift City Remastered. I made a video talking about this, and it's a game that has 70 people on right now. So it's not obviously a super populated game. But if you ever play Drift City, it's a game that has this stylized, cel-shaded anime look, kind of like Automodelista. It's a open world game, an MMO, if you will, where you can just drive around and race with your homies. Okay, this has private server support. In fact, so much support that you can literally download a server pack, emulate it underneath a virtual machine, and have your own server and play with the boys. Meaning if all the servers in the world get taken down, because these files exist and it takes maybe a few minutes to actually get set up in a container, you can preserve this game till the end of time, okay? It's actually insane. This server literally allows you to get a server up and running in just 2 actual Linux commands. It's crazy how much support the community puts for old titles. And Crew could have been supported like that, but Ubisoft jumps in and revokes access to a video game. And what's insane about Ubisoft is, even with some of their recent games that are coming out, they're more focused about pricing the ever-loving shit out of them. I looked at Star Wars Outlaws, and I'm not going to join the discourse about, oh, the main character is unattractive or whatever. That's not what my channel is about. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. I actually think she looks okay. What I am concerned about are some of these prices. Look at this shit. The standard edition is straight up 90 bucks Canadian. That's before tax. After tax, it's going to be well over like what, 107, 110 bucks? Then you've got the gold edition. So effectively, you're almost doubling the fucking price of the game, right? You've jumped up to 150, right? So at this moment in time, the gold edition has some pre-order bonuses, which are cosmetic packs, like literally skins. And then, of course, what these companies are doing are 3-day early accesses. So you basically pay almost twice the price of the game, and you get to play 3 days ahead of time. So basically, like, yeah, you pay extra, the release date is 3 days earlier for you, whatever. The season pass here, again, it's just literally an exclusive mission, which this isn't new. A lot of games do season passes. But it's another thing where you kind of sit there and you realize, all right, so unless I pay double, the mission that comes with the game initially, it's not like this is coming after the release, it's literally available at launch. This mission that I could honestly say probably doesn't take more than an hour to complete, right? Probably is mostly a side mission even. This extra hour of gameplay, I have to pay almost double the price to get. Now, obviously, there's going to be like extra expansions. They said there's going to be 2 apparent full expansions at this moment in time, 2 DLCs. How big and valuable will those be? It'll all be dependent. This is a Ubisoft game, meaning that if you pay the main price, you're screwing yourself. You might as well wait for the gold edition, the premium edition to drop with a 60% sale a year after release if you want to play this dog shit. What Ubisoft is most interested in is trying to get people onto their subscription service. Pay 20 bucks a month to get access to all these games. And I think that's getting scary to a point because I don't even think Ubisoft wants you to own these titles, all right? They don't care if you buy these games. They would prefer you just give them 20 bucks a month every quarter and just basically basically just like rent their games forever. That's effectively what I think Ubisoft and EA and pretty much every big company at this point wants. I don't think ownership is ever really a thought with them. And honestly, going in forward, I really hope Ubisoft doesn't even bother bringing some of my favorite franchises back. Look, as somebody that grew up, Ubisoft has some of my favorite franchises in a vice grip, okay? Splinter Cell, love those games. I never want Ubisoft to make another Splinter Cell game. Just because I think they would absolutely destroy the franchise, 100%, with the way that Ubisoft is headed. They'd find some way to make it an open world live service experience, and I just cannot have my heart be broken like that. Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I played Valhalla. Mirage was a little bit better, but this is not, again, we're probably going to head to a point where even the Assassin's Creed franchise will just turn into live service slop anyways. And then, of course, games that I enjoy. Look, I love playing Assassin's Creed games back in the day. Look, the original, Ezio trilogy, I play that nearly every year. I don't think we're ever going to get to that level of quality again, and I don't think Ubisoft cares about putting out that level of quality. What they do care about is releasing these live service slop experiences, and after a minuscule amount of time, because it is really minuscule, there are games far older than The Crew that are still active and supported, and the servers are still functioning. All Ubisoft had to do was patch in an offline mode. Let people own their copies, get some goodwill that way, but they couldn't even bother to be fucked doing that. Instead, they'll revoke your licenses and tell you, fuck off, buy the new shit. Don't buy the new stuff. In fact, don't even support this company right here. Insanity with this operation. But, honestly, I'd ask you what you thought about this, what you guys think about it. I'm sure it's a divisive topic, but yeah, it's important to own your games. It's important to own what you buy. And I think anybody fighting against it is the most corporate cocksucking type you'll ever find. And I have to ask the question, how much do you get paid by Ubisoft PR to talk about them in a favorable light when they do shit like this? Anyways, I'm out.